What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing? It is September 25th. Need to change the date and title of KC3 takes week 4 game picks will be going down. But first, let's talk about who we have. We have Jackson, Sam, Jack. God dang, I did it again. I called John Sam. We have John, not Sam.
Why do you keep calling me Sam?
I don't know. We have John and Sam. God. We have
We
John
have
and
Josh and
Jackson.
Jackson
We
with
have
us.
John and Jackson. Guys, how you doing?
I mean, pretty awful after you started the past 2 weeks by calling us Sam. And when one of these topics, I'm going to be calling that man out. So,
All right,
yeah.
Jackson.
I'm doing all right.
All right, let's get right into it. Updates on Ned Yost, God dang. Updates on Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is yet to practice this whole week. Flew out to Nashville to watch his child be birthed. Is this an excuse?
I mean,
It's
not
like, I know it's his
it's
child's
not really.
birth, but like, it's just the start of something. First, he had the flu, quote unquote, the flu.
I mean, no, like it's his kid. It's kind of well aware that he's asking for a trade. So I mean, I don't think he would be hiding. I don't think he'd be throwing subliminal messages by skipping practice. He doesn't really need to. He's already formally requested a trade. So
Even though the Jacksonville Jaguars are wanting to keep him now.
Yeah.
John, what's your take?
I mean, obviously, skipping practice, there's not much more to it. I mean, he doesn't want to be a Jaguar anymore. He got in that fight with the coach, and now he wants out. And it's really not surprising at all that he all of a sudden gets the flu after, apparently toughing through and playing a game in a team that he wasn't going to play for the rest of the year. So, yeah, it looks like he's pretty much done there. And he's going to get shipped out. I was originally a little bit suspicious that they might be able to make amends once they got back to winning ways, but the excuse of being sick all of a sudden, maybe he is sick, but
back spasms.
Yeah, it's far more likely that this is just a little, him making it look good on paper that he isn't deliberately skipping practice. So
you're not pulling really an Anthony Davis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anthony Davis is the same thing, now that I'm thinking about it. But let's get right into it. We all know that a sad day is coming this Sunday, and that is Ned Yost retiring. Gentlemen, other than the World Series runs, what was your favorite moment of Ned being here?
I mean, I guess just like the build up to that. I mean, he was a good manager. Players really liked him. He was very patient with the guys, which ended up being pretty big because could have been easy to give up on guys like Hosmer and Moose early or Gordon, but he didn't. And he's always, I feel like, gotten the most out of all the players that he has. I feel like he does the best he can with everyone. I feel like he gets the best out of every player that's on the team. So, yeah, I'd just say it's been a good ride with Ned.
Yeah, I will agree. And I think I just want to make the point here that, well, I guess the specific memory that I have would be, I want to say it was 2012, and we were playing the Cardinals, and it was a close game, bottom of the ninth. I think we had a guy in scoring position down by 1, and Escobar comes up, who had been hitting about like 190, 195, not good. And Ned basically said, no, I'm leaving him up there. Like, he's going to go up there and hit. Sure enough, if you know 2012 Alcides Escobar, he was about as productive as Chris Owings. Grounded out. And Ned goes to the press conference later that night and says that, he needs to be taking those at-bats because if we're ever going to get to the next level, he's going to need experience there because we need him to deliver. And the amount of Royals fans that acted like he was an idiot for that and just, it was ridiculous, it was stupid, was such an overwhelming amount. And it's just like the people we hear today saying he's an idiot. And look at where those types of decisions ended up putting the Royals. I mean, that's the type of thing that made so many of these players to be the best talents that they possibly could be while they were in Kansas City. And it's still really silly to me that people, were calling for his head. Because I don't know what the argument is. There's someone on this podcast that is just ridiculous about it. And apparently he's out of his time, which baseball has literally changed like a tiny bit since the 1930s. So I don't get it, really. I'm glad that, not that I don't think that he should be retiring, but I think that a lot of Kansas City fans don't deserve Ned Yost. And he's the greatest manager we've ever had, and we all owe him everything, because without him, we probably wouldn't win a World Series.
You said this yesterday, John, yesterday or Monday, but you think Ned should even get a statue. I think his number should be retired, but I don't think he gets a statue.
But every retired number has a statue right now. Why would he be the different, like the one that's like, well, his number is good enough, but he's not statue worthy?
Everybody on the 2015 team gets a statue.
I mean, I would say Gordon, Salvi, Hosmer, Moose, Escobar, Kane. They can all have one.
Sliding into home
and
plate.
Davis can have one too.
Hosmer is. I'd still retire Hosmer's jersey. I don't give a shit. I'd still do
Hosmer sliding into home plate is how you reveal the statue. But Trent asked who is taking over interim, or do we not know yet? Mike Matheny is one of the leading candidates, or Joe Madden if the Cubs don't make the playoffs, which they officially have not. Cubs have been eliminated of the playoffs. Brewers won tonight. Joe DiMaggio, MLB Network. Why can't I think of his name? He's the dude who backs up Ned if Ned gets tossed.
Dale Swain?
No. He has like a hard name to pronounce.
Yeah.
Pedro Grifol?
Yes.
No, Pedro Grifol is one of the guys. But
yeah.
Dale Swain's definitely the guy that comes in when Ned gets tossed.
Like Don Wakamatsu, I thought.
I haven't heard his name.
It's not Wakamatsu.
I've only heard Swain and Grifol as existing coaches that are in the running for the job.
Yeah.
Okay, well I thought I saw something else. But no, that would be interesting if Joe Madden takes this series.
Yeah, I mean, do we want that though? Like, and does he want that? Is another thing. Like, if you're a good manager, do you really want to come to Kansas City right now? Not really. So, I don't think Joe Madden would even be interested in coming here in the first place.
All right, favorite.
I do think Matheny's not going to get the job because I think he might have under the Glass organization, but I think Sherman's going a different way.
My favorite memory of Ned Yost is that this dude has went through 2 major rebuilds and is not fired yet. That means there's some type of trust in that man.
Well, I mean, it's not always just a defining thing. Marvin Lewis went through about 70 rebuilds and didn't get fired.
Marvin Lewis went to the playoffs multiple times. He should have been fired.
Game.
Never won a playoff game. Ned Yost had 1 rebuild, went to 2 World Series, won one of them. Supposedly, he said this rebuild's already done.
This rebuild is not done, though.
It's not done. He's saying that it's out of the worst. Our record is going to start going up. He's gotten us through the hardest times.
We've hit the rock bottom, and we're going to be climbing our way up.
Yeah, we should be. It shouldn't get any worse than this.
I can't believe how silly the people are that are saying
Sunday, John?
I am, which I'm going to miss Patrick Mahomes. So,
okay,
unfortunately, you got to cut your losses.
No, that's the one day that you can say Patrick Mahomes is second, Ned Yost is first. That's the only day.
No, Patrick Mahomes is never second. Let's be honest.
All right, then let's take away the 2 World Series, John.
No, I don't care. Patrick Mahomes is literally the most fun athlete I've ever watched.
He's a fun athlete, but I mean, it's Ned Yost.
Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as the greatest athlete Kansas City's ever seen, and most of the sports has ever seen. So it doesn't even compare.
Yeah, he makes George Brett look like Chris Owings in terms of just overall sports achievement.
He does. Like, it's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen play the position. Like, it's
insane. And if borrowing, good health, he's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
there's no debating.
If he stays in Kansas City, he will be the greatest of all time,
and he will win multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah, it'll be Andy Reid the best coach in Kansas City, not Ned.
But I will say, I think that it is just, if you had to choose between going to see Ned's last game or watching one of Mahomes' regular season games, I will choose the Ned Yost route.
I guess.
But, I mean, But a regular season game against the Lions. Let's relax here. It's not like he's.
It's an undefeated Detroit Lion team.
Okay, with a tie against the Cardinals.
Okay, but they beat the Chargers and Eagles. Those are two decent squads.
Wait, the Cardinals beat the Chargers?
No. The Lions beat the Chargers.
Oh, okay. The Chargers good this year because they should be 0-3.
I mean, yes, but they're always not good in September. That's typically them, and they have a good roster.
Okay, but see, they're not good in September.
Especially now with Melvin Gordon.
Well, Melvin is coming back, so
I have a strong take on that. That adding Melvin Gordon really doesn't improve that team really that much.
Austin Eckler is a good running back.
So you always complain about the Chiefs' running game being our problem, but when the Chargers don't have it and then they get Melvin back, it's not going to help them.
They have
the
Austin
Chargers
Eckler.
have a run game. Eckler would be better than anyone on Kansas City.
I know, but would Eckler be better than Melvin Gordon?
No.
But he was putting up similar numbers. He was doing
Eckler
just
was
as well.
making the team stay where they were. Gordon is going to help them bring it to the next level.
What the hell has Gordon done that's so special? I'm missing this. What the hell has he ever done?
Look at how much better the Chargers were last year. I don't know.
No, the Chargers are 5-1
like
without Gordon.
5-2 without him.
I know, but it still doesn't. You can weigh that record all you want. It doesn't mean that he's not making the team a lot better.
I don't think he does. I mean, what has he ever done?
Oh, just watch him play.
I have. And every time I've seen him play, which is normally versus Kansas City, I don't see shit. I just see an average guy.
You just see an average guy beating the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football.
He didn't do that. That was all the secondary's fault. That was not Melvin Gordon.
I mean, he's a high talent running back.
I'm not going to deny
feel like
high
that's
talent,
not.
But if he was so great, he wouldn't be coming out of his holdout. He'd keep holding out because he would know that he could get the money. But he knows he can't get the money because Eckler was doing just
no, because running backs can't get money. That's the bottom line.
Ezekiel Elliott just did.
Yeah, but Ezekiel Elliott is way better than Melvin Gordon.
Todd Gurley just did. Don't tell me running backs can't get paid. They're getting paid.
Okay, but in one organization where management has remained adamant that they are not going to give running backs that type of money, I think a lot of us will agree. Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott are both better than Melvin Gordon. Doesn't mean that Melvin's a bad running back.
No, but I don't think Melvin's a top 5 guy, I think he's on the bottom half of the top 10, to be honest. But
I mean, I would tend to agree, but that doesn't mean that he is going to make the Chargers better, that he isn't going to make the Chargers better.
He definitely improves them, but I don't think it improves them by the margin that a lot of people would like to think.
Okay, because you started this off by saying they're not going to get better by getting
Melvin Gordon. Said way better. You guys were saying they were going to get a lot better. I said they wouldn't get a lot better.
Okay, well, if you would have prefaced that it was overstated, then this argument never would have happened.
They're going to play the Dolphins, okay? Well, he doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Chiefs was a huge win. Sunday.
What?
The Chiefs, they played the Ravens and they won.
Yep, they did. They did win that game.
They did indeed. And yes, indeed.
They need to learn how to close out a football game.
One thing you take away from that game positively and one negative.
Well, the positive, I would say, is that they finally found some sort of running game after that terrible Oakland game. That was a positive. Darrell Williams looked pretty good. McCoy didn't look bad. The negative is the secondary is complete dog shit. And, I mean, twice Lamar just throws the ball straight up in the air and it's caught. I mean, that can't happen. That can't happen. That's supposed to happen like once in an entire football season. It happened twice in the same damn quarter. So, like, that is inexcusable, and it has to be fixed if this team wants to win a Super Bowl.
My positive is that the defense is a lot better than I thought they were, but the negative is that some parts of the defense are concerningly bad. And that's just saying that they made so many. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you have a good pitching staff, but you give up a bunch of errors, which I know is like a really weird comparison here, but they were doing well at just, containing Lamar and, making good defensive plays. And then you get to the end of those where he throws these wonky cross-field passes and for some reason, our corner just can't do the simple act of batting it down and, making them punt or turn the ball over. Because I think a lot of those plays started with great defense because, they didn't have anyone. They didn't have a good option. And Lamar was forced into throwing an absolute prayer. But we have to find the rhythm to be able to just stop that from getting caught. Because every single other defense in the NFL, when they're in that situation, will not give up a completion.
Exactly.
So I think that, but that's a fixable problem, I think. Because if it was the fact that, they were just finding every gap and we were getting picked apart, that was not the case. That really wasn't. They held strong on quite a few drives. And I think that with just some more stitching together, they can be I won't say great, but a solid defensive unit. Especially with, I think, the line's tackling will get better because all of those guys are relatively proven. And there were just a lot of plays where it was like, we have them gulped up in the backfield and somehow it got eluded. So I was relatively impressed with the defense, but there are things to fix. So I think that's where the focus lies looking back on that game.
I would say at times I thought the secondary was actually doing a lot better than I anticipated that they could. But then I feel like there's a lot of good and just a lot of horrible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to point out.
But that also goes to the part, and especially when Lamar Jackson makes that throw all the way across the field, is that the defensive line is nowhere to be found. They're not hitting him. They're not there. And that's what I know. He's a crafty guy, yes. I understand that. But my God, just hit him. He's like what, 180 pounds? Just knock him on the ground. Knock his ass out. Make him not want to run anymore. Make it to where he's scared to run. Like Chris Jones looked gassed like half the time chasing him. Same with the rest of the guys. And I know he gets doubled a lot, and I defend him at times. But Frank Clark's got to step up as well. 1 sack in 3 games, that's not $100 million. That's not good enough. That's
what I've been saying since April, but no one really believed me.
When were you saying this? I literally never heard it.
No, the first day we got him, I remember.
Okay. Well, I know we went to training camp together, and I was talking about how good Frank Clark's going to be, and you did not tell me I was wrong. So
here's
I never said you were wrong. I just said he was not worth $100 million.
But you also have to think that there was nobody in the first round as talented and as experienced and as dominant as Frank Clark. And so
especially not in the late first round.
Are you saying that first round pick? If we were to draft a first round pick, they get paid $100 million.
But if
no. You're not. No, Jackson. Don't bring in a first round pick with $100 million.
Josh, would you let me talk? If you're gonna give up a first round pick, you're not just gonna use the guy for one goddamn season. Okay?
You can sign him to a contract. Maybe
give up the first round pick.
I do want to point out he had 13 sacks last year. It's going to get better. And if it doesn't, then it probably is a sign that they're putting a lot of focus onto him, and it's opening up sacks for guys like Jones, Noddy, and Okafor.
That's what someone pointed out on Twitter. It was Frank Clark was double teamed the whole game.
I had a little bit of the Jackson Ogden syndrome at Arrowhead where I kind of just blew up and made some really stupid takes. But yeah, Frank Clark needs to get better, but I don't think it's early enough to say that he was a waste because he's proven
he's not worth
in Seattle. Okay, how many 13 sacks defensive ends? He's one of the best players at that position. I just don't know how. I don't know. I don't see how you can't find it. How you can already deem the fact that he's not worth $100 million off 3 games.
Patrick Mahomes was worth over $100 million in his first 2 weeks in the first season.
I know, but okay, don't compare Patrick Mahomes to Frank Clark.
Why? Frank Clark is making more money than Mahomes by far, so why can't I compare the two?
Oh my God.
Yes,
okay, but that's such a fallacy.
You're going to make more money on a second contract than you want a rookie contract. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm saying Mahomes was already worth a lot more than Frank Clark, and
but Mahomes is the greatest of all time, and Frank Clark is a good defensive end.
John, let's just don't act like week 3
stop
through
acting
week
like the
17
standard
already
is Patrick
happened.
Mahomes, and that you have to prove that you're worth a ton of money in the first 3 games. Otherwise, every contract that you sign is absolutely useless. Because that's not the case. It's so early to be saying that definitively that he's not worth $100 million. Yeah, it's not been the best start for him, but that doesn't mean that it was a mistake. And
I mean,
to argue that knowing that Mahomes would have been worth this after his first 3 games is completely irrational because no team will ever see a talent as good as Patrick Mahomes walk into their locker room again.
That's true. And I mean, you can't. I mean, you have to also think that there's not really a defense. If you didn't have Frank Clark, your pass rush would be so much worse. And so, I know we even haven't even been that great defensively on the pass rush, but even if he's not putting up numbers, he's getting double teams and letting other guys get in the back, letting other guys do stuff, and just wrecking game plans because they respect him so much. And that's something that they wouldn't have with like a guy if it was just Emmanuel Ogba or Alex Okafor. They wouldn't really care that much. That's why getting him, I think, is worth it. And if we win a Super Bowl, I don't give a shit. We can pay him whatever because we're just trying to win championships right now. And the money, yeah, it's whatever. It might be a little excessive, but sometimes you have to overpay. That's just the way.
All right, let's go into week 4 game picks. Starting tomorrow, Philadelphia Eagles at the Green Bay Packers. Jackson, this can start off with you since it's your team. Jesus, John.
Yeah, Lambeau Field, they don't lose there very often. I'll take Green Bay. They have a really good defense this year.
I'm tempted to say the Eagles just because I think the Packers have kind of been getting away on a thread by the fact that Kirk Cousins and Mitchell Trubisky are historically terrible. But
you played
it's
Mitchie
hard to pitch against them at Lambeau, especially with the Eagles being pretty underwhelming to start the year. I'll go Philadelphia. Whatever.
The only reason I'm going with the Packers is because Philly has nobody. They are all hurt.
Wait, is Wentz hurt?
No.
No, but
Jeffrey's hurt. Aguilar's hurt. No.
No, Aguilar's fine. He just can't catch.
He can't fumble. That dude cleared it up.
No, Aguilar can't catch, so it doesn't matter.
Neither can Alshon pissing Jeffrey.
Yes, he can.
God, I hate the Saints so much.
But yeah, no, I think honestly, the more time that this season goes on, the better Green Bay's offense is going to start getting.
Let's see. Ronald Darby, Deshaun Jackson, Corey Clement, Darby and Jackson are both out for this game. Corey Clement, I want to say, is questionable. So, I mean, there's 3 of your top 10 players.
Okay, Corey Clement.
Okay, two of your top 7 players out of the game. That's really big.
Whoa, you just called Ronald Darby one of their best 7 players?
Yeah.
That shows how little you know about the Philadelphia Eagles. I can name like 15 guys on that team that are better than Ronald Darby.
All right, let's name.
All right, Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Better. Zach Ertz. Better.
Yes.
Alshon Jeffrey. Better.
Yes.
Lane Johnson. Better. Jason Kelsey. Better. Fletcher Cox. Better.
You're just naming their O-line.
Fletcher Cox is the defensive tackle.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay, you've named 2 O-linemen and 1 D-lineman.
And then I named Wentz,
and
Jeffrey. And then I could say that...
exactly. You're not getting anywhere near 15.
What am I at, though?
You're at 6.
I just need to look at the roster because I know he's not one of the...
No. If you can name 15, you can name at least 7 without looking at the roster.
I mean, does that really matter that much if I have to look at the roster?
Darby is key to this Eagles team.
I would say Nelson Aguilar is better than Ronald Darby, honestly. Like, he has done more for that team. When you watch Ronald Darby, this dude gets cooked every single play.
Trent, you can ask us.
I don't know why you think he's any good. He's horrible. He's one of the worst corners I've seen play football. Ronald Darby sucks. I genuinely think he would be like a 4th string on the Chiefs. Like, he is not that good. He's not.
You would not be a 4th string. Like, I know you're over-exaggerating that. I hope so.
I don't know. I think Fuller's better than him. I think Breeland's better than him. And I think
Fuller's trash. I'm sorry.
Fuller is the best cover corner you have, so you gotta deal with it. But Darby is dog shit, bro. I don't know what you see in him.
Next game, Redskins at Giants. Daniel Jones strikes back again because Case Keenum isn't even healthy right now. Giants win.
It's so funny how many people dogged on the Giants for taking Daniel Jones, and
Oh, I will admit it.
Yeah, I
I
did.
think
I
it was-
called him racist.
and he already looks like the best quarterback. In
I'll
the
admit it.
class.
I thought that was a terrible decision, and it
Well,
still
like
could be.
99. That was a terrible decision.
I mean,
but-
the dude watches movies with subtitles, and he doesn't even listen.
Credit though where it's due. Dave Gettleman's a pretty damn good GM. He's made some good moves there in New York this offseason. Trading Odell was a good move. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. They got the better of that, and trading Olivier Vernon was better. So
Okay.
I think the Odell- I think the Odell trade was
We'll
good.
leave that there.
the Olivier Vernon trade was the best of the offseason by any team, in my opinion. They got Kevin Zietler, that good offensive lineman, and Olivier Vernon washed the pass rush.
Next game is the Chiefs versus Lions. Chiefs win 34-31.
What?
Yes, you think it's gonna be
That
that
close?
I've been saying this for a long time, and you can go back on the episodes. This is a sleeper game.
In a dome.
I swear to God,
Mahomes
Josh,
is going to
you
be
say that
deadly
about,
in a dome.
30% of games.
42-21.
Yeah, this Detroit defense claims
6 passing touchdowns.
This Detroit defense claims that they're all that, but they're not. They're going to get their ass beat. Kansas City's going to walk in there and piss all over.
Piss on their faces.
Hey, you're playing Matthew Stafford. That's
On
like
our way to 19-0, because every time we lose, I essentially lose $60.
Put T.J.
so.
Hawkinson, and he's playing the Chiefs.
I mean, Stafford's one of the most He's such a
T.J.
stat
Hawkinson
pattern,
or
right?
Delaney Walker. Titans are playing
T.J.
Falcons.
I know.
Oh,
play
who
T.J.
cares?
Hawkinson.
T.J. Hawkinson. Next
The
game
Chiefs
is
cannot
Titans
guard.
out Falcons. I think this is going to be an evenly matched game, but I think the Falcons will edge this one out.
I don't think it really matters. I'd take the Falcons.
I'll take the Falcons. I don't care.
Browns at Ravens.
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 Beat the shit out of them.
I mean, the Ravens are still Super Bowl. No, they're not. Who am I kidding?
They
No
are
one's
pretty
beating
damn
them.
good.
I know,
Baltimore-
but the Chiefs and the Patriots are just a tier above everything.
That's true. But I think Baltimore's the second tier behind us.
They
Dog
definitely
Pound
are.
Nation.
You're taking the Browns.
I'm just gonna say the Browns are gonna win every game this year.
Baker's bad, and we're going to
Pretty
talk
much.
about
We're
No,
talking about it
Baker-
later. We will talk about it later.
We will talk about it because I want to dog on him.
Raiders
I
at
hate
Colts.
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 Jacoby Brissett's actually pretty good.
We have an undefeated matchup,
Nice.
and I can't believe I'm saying this. Patriots at Bills.
Patriots.
Patriots are gonna beat
49-10.
You know
Yeah,
the spread's
Patriots.
7.
I'll take
Yeah.
the Patriots.
Who
45.
made that?
I'll take the Patriots 45-16. I think they just piss all
So
over
you're saying
them.
everyone should
Patriots
take
only-
the spread right now and put their
Yes,
their
everyone
house.
put your mortgage
you are,
on the
if you are
Patriots.
old enough to bet, that's like the easiest. That's the easiest you will. That's the easiest bet you'll make this NFL season, probably.
If there was ever a sure thing, it's literally that game. And maybe I'm going to have to...
Unless the Patriots plane crashes on the way to Buffalo, they are going to win that game by at least 20.
Yeah, or like if Stephon Gilmore and
Well, what happens if the Bills
Josh
win?
Gordon both die.
The Bills don't have the team. to
What
compete
happens if
with
they do? What would you do?
You know I've complained about how bad Josh Allen is, so...
them. Josh Allen looks pretty good, though. I'm not
What
gonna
would you
lie.
do if the Bills won? I just want to know.
I mean, it's not even going to happen. It's not even worth discussing. It's just the Patriots are not going to lose to the Bills. That doesn't.
If
fucking
the
happen.
if the Bills win, I will apologize to someone for saying that he's dumb for thinking Ned Yost is a bad manager.
Okay, that is something huge
If
on
the
the
Bills
line.
win this game, I will suck my own dick. That is what I will do.
Oh dear God. Okay,
Oh my.
I'm
let's
that
move on.
confident.
Will you remove your ribs like that?
I'm not
Panthers
even
at
flexible enough to
Texans.
reach it.
This is Texans by far.
I don't know. Kyle Allen looked pretty good last week.
He played
But,
he also played the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, though.
Or 0-1-2.
Hey, but they tied with Detroit. They're competitive.
Detroit sucks, I've heard.
They're definitely not as good as what people are saying, but whatever. Yeah, taking the Texans.
John?
Say it again. I was reading my phone.
Panthers at Texans.
Texans. What? Why? Why are we even picking that one? Cam Newton sucks, and he's not even
Cam Newton's
playing,
not even playing,
and he has
okay.
his backup playing, so he must really suck.
Chargers at Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I got
Chargers,
Dolphins.
obviously. Let's relax.
I think this game ends within one score. I think Chargers win, but I think it's within a touchdown.
All right. Buccaneers at Rams. Rams by far.
Rams should beat their ass. But I tell you this, the Rams look so much worse than they did a year ago. It is.
Yeah, they just don't look like the force that they were.
Their offense is not the same, and it's because Gurley is done. I don't think he'll ever be the same. He is done.
He had his one good year, and they couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, because McVay's a freaking joke. How do you put up 3 points against that terrible Patriots defense?
Next game is
Terrible.
Seahawks at
They weren't
Cardinals.
good last year.
What?
Their defense was not good last year. It wasn't
Yes,
terrible.
it was. They shut Phillip Rivers down in the round. They shut us out in an entire half.
Okay, but they still gave up 33.
Okay,
What?
but you can't tell me they weren't good. To shut out Kansas City in a half.
They were a very average defense. Terrible was an overstatement. I will drop back on that, but they weren't that good. You should have put up more than 3 at a neutral site.
They probably have the best secondary in football right now, I would say. Though.
Right now, but it's kind of different.
Their best corner's still there. Stephon Gilmore, I think, is the best corner maybe in football. He's up there. Jalen's probably a little above him, but you don't get the annoyance with Stephon Gilmore that you get with Jalen Ramsey. So I'd say I'd rather have Stephon, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty hard to argue with. They're both pretty good.
All right, next up, you got the Seahawks at the Cardinals.
This could be pretty good.
I don't think it's an easy win for the Seahawks, but I think the Seahawks win.
Boy, the Seahawks looked horrible at home. That doesn't happen very often.
It was against the Saints.
The Saints aren't that good though without Breeze. I don't think the Saints are that good with Breeze to be honest. Yeah, I think Seattle just laid a flat egg, but I think they'll win this week. I just don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray yet.
John?
I'll take the Seahawks. I think Russ is really good. He'll do better.
Russ is really good.
Vikings at Bears. I have the Bears winning.
I think the Bears are going to win like a 13-10 game because Cousins and Trubisky are both going to shit their pants, and it's just going to be horrible. That division is really Green Bay's to lose at this point. You have Cousins.
Do you remember when you said it was the hardest division?
It is. I would still argue that. You know the combined record of all NFC North teams right now is 9-2-1, and the only 2 losses were Green Bay. So the entire division is undefeated.
It's either the
AFC
East or NFC West.
The AFC East. That's the easiest damn division ever.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is
What?
that the Patriots?
Yeah.
Them and the NFC West are the only 2 divisions with 2 undefeated teams right now.
Oh, shut the.
Yeah, because oh my God.
They also have 2 0-3 teams.
That is correct. No.
Find me another division with 2 0-3.
0-2-1 to be exact.
The Bills are gonna find a way to stumble in the playoffs because they get to play the freaking. I don't even remember
They
the
play the Jets and Dolphins 4 times a year.
I'm pretty sure Alabama would have won those 3 games. It was the Jets, the Giants, and Bengals. What the piss?
Yeah.
You said the Bengals were decent this year.
I didn't say they were decent. You just said they weren't going to win a game, and I just disagreed.
What?
I think they're bad, but I don't think they're bad enough to lose every single game.
Next game
I would agree.
Jaguars at Broncos. I think the Gardner Minshew train continues.
I'm actually going to take Denver. They're really hard to beat at home.
Yeah, painful loss for Gardner Minshew in the altitude.
And holy shit, Brett Phillips just made a great catch. But
next up, we got Cowboys and Saints Sunday Night Football.
Great game.
Saints.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I
pissing hate the Cowboys. Holy crap.
hate them too. And listen, I hate their guts. I think they have the best roster in the entire NFC. I really
thought you were going to say, you said NF and I almost blew up.
No,
Next
NFC.
up, we got Bengals and Steelers, and I'm going with the Steelers.
Bengals.
Are not going to win
What?
a game.
I'll take Pittsburgh at home. I just don't think either team is really anything important.
Kyle pissing Rudolph?
Rudolph didn't play terrible last week. They only lost by 4.
Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph is his
Mason
name.
Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph's the one on the.
There's no shame in losing by 4 to the 49ers other than that D4 sack. The only shame.
Ooh, yeah. If you get sacked by D Ford, you should have to retire.
Yeah, that A lot of quarterbacks would have to retire though. So
God dang it. I was kind of liking the Niners this year, but then I remember they're in San Francisco and they have D4, so they're my least favorite team in the NFL now.
I mean, their schedule has been Tampa, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. Let's chill the hell out. I mean,
they've taken care of business, though. I will give them
they
that.
are, and that's fine. But it's like when they play someone real, we'll see. That's kind of how it was with Baltimore as well. We were like, all right, you can beat the shit out of Miami and Arizona. Good job. Come to Kansas City. And for the most part, we beat the shit out of them. It just
Yeah, I mean, with some different game finishing, that was never in doubt.
No, I mean, we were. And Earl Thomas after the game, we'll see him again. We'll see him again.
Yeah,
bitch,
sure you will, Earl.
Bitch, you better hope you don't see us again. We'll hang up 50 next time. You are a dumbass. He was like, during the week, he's like, I plan on eliminating the big plays. That play to Robinson that he caught one-handed, Earl Thomas got caught looking in the backfield. Like, get the piss out of here, bro.
Okay.
Next game.
Is that it? Oh, okay.
No, wait, no.
picks?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
One thing.
Next.
Wait, just a question. If you had to pick right now, where do you think Jalen Ramsey will be by the end of the trade deadline?
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
If what I'm hearing's right, it's not what I've been told directly. It's just what I think Philly, because I saw that they had a package that included Zach Ertz, and I don't know how you would pass that up.
I feel like these trade packages are getting a little bit overstated.
I wouldn't. I mean this when I say this. If I'm Philadelphia, I wouldn't trade Zach Ertz for Jalen Ramsey straight up. I wouldn't even do that. That is like
I would.
You take away the best player on your offense.
Yeah, but you get the best corner in the NFL.
Carson Wentz's numbers are about to go to shit if you get rid of Ertz.
It's true.
But it's whatever. It's whatever. I think it's a little much.
I'll say the Chiefs. I don't know why.
Let's get into this topic. Is Baker Mayfield overrated?
Yes.
I feel like at this point, everyone's kind of to the consensus that he is. So I don't really know if you can even call him overrated.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated, but I don't think he is good.
Here's the thing, is that he talked all that shit, and he's a big ego, and then he comes in, and he's not doing well. And you're going to hear it from people, because you were the one talking up a storm.
I know.
He just isn't that good. I mean, he's got some great accuracy. He's definitely good at playing quarterback at times, but he runs out of the pocket when he doesn't have to. He makes terrible throws. I mean, he locks in on Odell 99% of the damn dropbacks, and then they're like, oh, we'll just double Odell. And he's like, oh, shit, what do I do now? It's like, when you look at last year, he threw 22 touchdowns and 18 interceptions versus teams not named the Bengals, and he threw 7 touchdowns and no picks versus the Bengals. So really his stats were completely inflated by playing Cincinnati twice. And, I mean, the games count the same, obviously, but you take a look at when he plays good teams, he's not the same. And
no, he's 1-8.
Yeah, I mean, that's horrible. I mean, you really thought that the Rams were going to let do anything? I mean, Aaron Donald's probably the best defensive player of this decade. Maybe J.J. Watt. There was no way they were going to lose that. There was no way they were going to let Baker do it. Which was painful because Jared Goff was just as bad. Like, I know I'm a big hater on the guy. Jared Goff is really bad on the road. It's horrible.
I just think that Baker kind of got a bit overhyped from the start because he got that one Thursday night win and everyone was like, oh, he's turned Cleveland around. And it's like you realize that, like, they were, even with Tyrod, they were drawn, like, they tied to the Steelers. They weren't a bad team when he came around. Like, I'm not sure how good he actually is because I think a lot of it is just the fact that the Bills are good, but I don't know. I think it's weird. I think he's still a good quarterback, but is he even close to Patrick Mahomes? No. So it doesn't matter. In that offense, I might have accidentally called almost as good as the Chiefs a while ago, is definitely not. And Odell Beckham is not as good as the market. Change mind.
I don't think Odell's top 5. And I don't think
no, because top 5 is definitely Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, DeMarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman, and then Julio Jones. So
I think if you're putting a legit top 5 together, not a sarcastic, you put
Julio's got to be number 1. No, DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not putting them in order. I'm just listing 5 guys.
Okay.
Julio and DeAndre are they're obviously
Obvious.
in there. I would argue you could put Michael Thomas in there, although
Tyreek.
Tyreek's in there. I would argue maybe Devontae Adams is close. That's one of those on the front.
I'd yield to Odell. I'd put Odell.
I mean, who's been better though recently?
I know, but Odell's so cold. He's shown how good he can be, and I know he's kind of a head case, but as an overall receiver,
I mean, Devontae is so consistent, and it's crazy because he's the only good receiver on that team. So they can just shut him down, and he can just do whatever. I mean, even when Rodgers got hurt 2 years ago, Devontae Adams put up like 13 touchdowns or 12 or something close to that. So it's not like he's a product of just Aaron Rodgers. That dude's a great route runner. And I know it's completely biased because I'm a Green Bay fan, but I got to stick up for my boy.
All right.
Off the top.
I think that's it.
What else did we have? Anything?
Not much.
Kansas is losing players. It's great. They're going downhill. Woo! I love it.
We will give you updates on all of that on Saturday.
Yep. And
college is for Saturday, really. That's when we recap everything.
And Caleb Love, his finals is due in North Carolina. Go spam his account with MIZ.
Yes. Hopefully Caleb Love does go. Caleb,
get him to the zoo.
We hope you come to the zoo. We will see you guys on Saturday. Thanks, guys.